Well, hello there. You're watching part 4 of a 5-episode series in which I go over the origins of every single Final Smash in the Super Smash Bros. Franchise, which includes the Final Smashes that are in Brawl and Smash 4, but not Ultimate. Last time we finished up the last couple of Brawl characters and got started on the Smash 4 characters, which is where Final Smash has got a lot better, so I hope you're looking forward to us finishing up all the Smash 4 characters in this video. We'll even get to start on the Ultimate characters a little bit, which, like I said last time, really put the Final Smashes introduced in Smash 4 and especially Brawl to shame. So how far will we get today? Well, there's only one way to find out, and that's to watch this video. Or just check the timestamps. That works too. Regardless, we've gone over 53 characters already, and since some of them have gotten their Final Smashes changed in the past, that's actually 78 Final Smashes we've covered so far, which is 2 more than there were characters in Smash Ultimate when the game launched. I hope that puts into perspective how much we still have to go. But before we actually get started on all that, I'd like to take a quick moment to thank this video's sponsor, the very creatively named Hero Wars. Feel free to check the game out with the link in the description, but before that, you should stick around a little while longer to let me tell you all about it first. This is both an online and offline mobile RPG with, in my opinion, a very relaxing gameplay loop. You can collect over 50 unique heroes to then use them in battles, which consists of multiple waves of enemies. And then back at base, you can do these puzzle stages, which I'm sure you've seen online already and didn't think much of, but they're actually honestly pretty fun to figure out. With the rewards you get from those puzzles, you can power up your heroes so you can get further in the game's, admittedly, pretty sizable story mode. You can also complete 130 missions, customize your team, and like I said, play it online in arena battles to prove to the world that you're the best. And on top of that, it's also got a charming art style and a pretty good sense of humor. I mean, look at this guy. Look at him go. That's the main character. Join the game now and get a super chest with a secret hero, as well as 62 emeralds and 30,000 gold. Scan this QR code or download the game from the link in the description. See you in the game. Alright, so now let's just finally dive into the Final Smashes. Last time we ended on Greninja, which I had a lot to say about, despite only having one Final Smash to go over, which means this time we're obviously going to start with the next character in line, Palutena. Wait a minute, Palutena doesn't come after Greninja, that's only the case on the character select screen, for some reason. No, the actual character after Greninja, or should I say characters, are the Mii Fighters. Yeah, really interesting thing to start this video on, wouldn't you say? As I'm sure we all know, the Mii Fighters have completely made up movesets, and this is also true for their Final Smashes, so there are no origins for them. At all. Which means I really can't say much about them. They're all just based on the idea of each fighter. Mii Brawler's Omega Blitz is just a bunch of fast punches and kicks. Mii Sword Fighter's Final Edge is just them holding their sword up to shoot a bunch of air slices out of it, although in Ultimate it was updated to instead have them continuously swing it at high speeds, which makes a bit more sense. And Mii Gunner's Full Blast is just them shooting their arm cannon at, well, full blast. Interestingly enough, during this Final Smash, 2 small flying drone-like things show up behind you to also shoot out 2 big lasers, which is pretty random, but I thought it was an interesting little detail. Speaking of lasers of the big variety, now we finally get to Palutena's Final Smash, which is Black Hole Laser, where she first summons a black hole to trap you in place, and then shoots a giant laser at you while you're trapped. In Icarus Uprising, you could equip yourself with consumable abilities simply called powers, and if you remember from Smash 4, Palutena's main gimmick was that all her custom special moves were different powers from Icarus Uprising, such as Heavenly Light and Angelic Missile. Her Final Smash was no different, since the 2 moves she uses in it are also 2 powers from said game, namely Black Hole and Mega Laser. Black Hole plus Mega Laser was actually a really powerful combo in the game's competitive multiplayer mode, and it is completely possible that the Smash team was aware of this during Smash 4's development, and made this Palutena's Final Smash for that reason. Especially likely considering both games are directed by Masahiro Sakurai, and also the Black Hole power specifically was exclusive to said multiplayer mode. Pac-Man's Final Smash is Super Pac-Man, where he turns into the classic Pac-Man form and grows really large for a moment. In Smash 4, you were able to freely move him around while chasing down opponents, and if you touch someone, a score display shows up and they turn into 2 pixelated eyes for a short moment, just like what happens when you eat a ghost in the original Pac-Man. In Ultimate, this Final Smash was changed in that instead of being able to move him around freely, he zips around across the screen a few times at increasingly faster speeds, and you're only able to slightly nudge his angle a little bit every time he reappears, making this Final Smash, of course, infinitely less fun. Anyways, this attack is very obviously based on the game Super Pac-Man from 1982. The attack even has the same name as that game. In said game, you were able to eat big green pellets to get very big and very fast for a moment, just like in Smash Bros. Right before he transforms, you can even see him eat one of these green pellets alongside a regular pellet to make sure he can eat his enemies. The new flashy look the move has in Ultimate has been theorized to be based on PAC-MAN Championship Edition, because I don't know if you've seen footage of that game, but it is a very flashy looking game. Robin's final smash is Pair Up, where he summons Chrom to deliver a bunch of attacks together with him, before both of them slamming the captured opponent back into the ground. This final smash is based on the pair up mechanic from Robin's origin game, Fire Emblem Awakening, in which two individual units pair up to essentially become one very powerful unit. Robin invented this tactic in the game's story, and Chrom and Robin are essentially the two main characters of the game, so it makes sense for Robin to specifically pair up with Chrom during this final smash. The Chrom cut-in you see before they attack in Smash is directly based on the same cut-in that shows up before Chrom gets a critical hit in this game. Robin ends this string of attacks with Bolganon, which is just simply one of the most powerful fire-based spells in the series and holds no real special significance with the character or anything. In Ultimate, his new final smash is... oh, he didn't get a new final smash, even though Chrom is a playable character now. That is so lazy and stupid. Why didn't they change his final smash in Ultimate to have Robin pair up with a different character from Awakening or something? I mean, if you use this final smash against Chrom, nothing changes and Chrom just attacks a clone of himself. There isn't even a special voice line for it or anything, almost like it's an oversight. Shulk's final smash is Chain Attack, where he calls two of his friends, Ricky and Dunban, to attack the opponent with a bunch of attacks alongside him. Dunban then knocks the opponent upwards, where Shulk finishes them off with a big swing of the Monado to send them flying. In Xenoblade Chronicles, you have a bar in the top left of the screen called the party gauge, that you fill up through various means, and when it's completely full, you can perform a chain attack, where you and your two party members take turns attacking the enemy, allowing for many different strategies. I don't think most of the attacks we see the characters do in Smash are actually based on specific moves they have in Xenoblade, although we do see Ricky clearly perform Lurgy, where he spits out some purple poison cloud. Dunban and Shulk seem to just do random swings with their swords. And now it's time for me to give a quick rant about how they ruined this final smash in Ultimate. It's a huge spoiler, and I would hate to spoil my favorite game to you if you haven't played it, so go to this timestamp to skip to the next character's final smash, or just skip this part if you don't care and just want me to move on, because it's gonna take a while. There's your warning, 3, 2, 1. So in Ultimate, they added a fourth party member to the chain attack, namely Fiora in her Mechon form. I hate this for two big reasons. One is that this spoils one of the biggest plot twists in Xenoblade Chronicles. At some point in the game, Fiora, Shulk's childhood friend and love interest, succumbs to an attack from the game's main enemies, the Mechon, and dies. Much later in the game, it's revealed that she's actually still alive, but she's been turned into a Mechon herself and has completely lost her memories of Shulk and everyone else. And even later in the game, she regains her memories and rejoins the party, now in this mechanical form dubbed Mecha Fiora, and this is the form she appears as in Shulk's final smash in Ultimate. So that's a pretty huge spoiler, though to be fair, a lot of people already know about Fiora being alive and being a Mechon now because of the stupid trophy in Smash 4 and the stupid spirit in Ultimate, but the second reason I hate this final smash is because it makes it super inaccurate. You can't do a chain attack with a party of 4 in Xenoblade, because there's a limit of 3 people at a time. You straight up cannot have a party of 4. Okay, so me being a huge dumb nerd aside, let's just move on to Bowser Jr.'s final smash, which is Shadow Mario Paint, where he turns into Shadow Mario and draws a giant X on the screen, which damages the opponent somehow, and then explodes while launching everyone caught in it. In Super Mario Sunshine, Bowser Jr.'s debut game, he disguises himself as Shadow Mario and pollutes Isle Delfino with his magic paintbrush to try and frame the real Mario for doing it, Among Us style. I'm sorry. The paint scene in Smash is orange and damages the opponents, which leads me personally to believe it is specifically based on the fire paint scene in one of the episodes of the Pianta Village stage, which is similarly orange and hurts a lot more than all other types of paint. Bowser Jr. has also left behind some graffiti on some areas in the shape of an X, which drops blue coins, so that may be why he draws an X in Smash. If you use an alt for Bowser Jr.'s, which are the Koopalings, they still transform into Shadow Mario, which doesn't really make a lot of sense since they aren't even in Mario Sunshine at all, but I guess it's fair to expect them to not make new Final Smashes based on alts. Duck Hunt Duo's Final Smash is NES Sapper Posse, where they summon a bunch of ducks that then transport the opponent hit by them into a field with a bunch of gunmen, who then all shoot at them until they get launched. This Final Smash is pretty interesting. While it has no direct origin, it does reference 3 NES games. The ducks are obviously from Duck Hunt, gunmen that are firing at you are from Wild Gunman, and the cardboard cutouts said gunmen are shooting at are from Hogan's Alley. A lot of Duck Hunt Duo's moveset is just references to NES games that use the light gun accessory, and they made their Final Smash just a big homage to those type of games, which I thought was pretty interesting, especially since it involves firing from guns, just like what you do with the Zapper. The dog even takes on their 8-bit appearance from Duck Hunt. However, the can, which also comes from Hogan Alley, sadly isn't 8-bit. And now it's time for Mr. Fighting Game himself, Ryu, from Streets. And even though he's a Smash 4 character that didn't get his Final Smash changed in Ultimate, he still has 2 Final Smashes to go over. Yeah, he's actually the first and one of only 3 characters to have 2 Final Smashes, which in Ryu's case depends on how far away you are from the opponent when you press the special button if you have a Final Smash ready. Let's start with Shin Shoryuken, the Final Smash you get if you use it when standing right next to your enemy. You know his up special, Shoryuken? Shin Shoryuken functions as basically a super powerful form of that move. It's even an uppercut attack and all. Shin Shoryuken originates from Street Fighter 3 New Generations, where it was one of Ryu's super arts, and it's pretty much the same thing you see as in Smash. Big uppercut where he pauses twice before flying upwards. Something that's interesting about this Final Smash is that if the final hit is going to KO or is likely to result in a KO, the background turns orange for a moment, which is a reference to how the same thing would happen in Street Fighter 4 if you land the finishing blow of a fight with a super or ultra combo. The reason I find this so interesting is because this was also the case in Smash 4, and something similar to this later became a main mechanic in Smash Ultimate, if you deal an attack strong enough to KO on the final stock of a stock match. I wouldn't be surprised if this mechanic in Ultimate was inspired by this mechanic in Smash 4 with Ryu's Final Smash, which in turn came from the same mechanic in Street Fighter 4. Anyways, his second Final Smash, if you stand far away from the opponent when activating it, is Shinku Hadoken, which is just a very big and powerful version of Hadoken. You know, his neutral special. This move comes from Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, where it was his super combo in that game, and just like in Smash, it's pretty much just a very strong Hadoken blast that hits multiple times. It didn't actually look like a bigger version of Hadoken until later games in the series, such as Street Fighter 3. I don't actually have a lot more to say about this one, so instead let's just move on. Ryu's Echo Fighter, Ken Masters, also has 2 Final Smashes, based on how close he is to his opponent when using it, just like with Ryu. Let's start with the up close one, which is Shippu Jinrai Hyaku, where he performs a bunch of fast kicks, eventually kicking in circles so fast he takes you airborne, where he eventually launches you with a final powerful kick. Just like with Ryu's up-close Final Smash, this move also originates from one of the Street Fighter 3 games, in which it was also one of his super arts. Now, I can't talk about this move without mentioning the most famous moment in all of competitive video game history, Evo Moment 37 from Evo 2004, where a legendary Street Fighter player Daigo Umehara used it against Justin Wong's Chun-Li after getting 15 frame-perfect parries in a row to block her super, and then he finished it off with this move. This moment ended up being so legendary that it was even referenced in Ken's reveal trailer, where he parried Little Mac's attack and then did his Final Smash. Part of me really wants to believe that Evo Moment 37 is the reason why they made this his up-close Final Smash, but they most likely just picked this because it looks really cool, which I can't really blame them for. This is personally one of my favorite looking Final Smashes ever. His far away Final Smash is the infinitely less cool Shin Ryuken, where he does a huge uppercut which pulls enemies close and creates a big pillar of fire. Basically, it is again a very strong version of his up special, Shoryuken. In name and function, this move comes from the first Street Fighter Alpha game, where it was one of Ken's super combos, but you might have noticed already that there's no flame pillar around it. That wouldn't appear until X-Man vs Street Fighter in 1996. Masahiro Sakurai even said that they made it look flashy like it is in the Versus series, in the Nintendo Direct where Ken was revealed.
First, the spinning uppercut, Shin Ryuken. We've made it look flashy, as it is in the Versus series.
And this flame pillar being added is probably what he meant. Also, I didn't know this until I started doing research for this video, but apparently this Final Smash does more damage if you mash buttons during it, like it does in the Versus series, which honestly blew my mind. Cloud's Final Smash is Omni Slash, where he dashes towards the enemy, and if it hits, he launches them in the air to perform a bunch of sword slashes against them before crashing back down with them. In the original Final Fantasy VII, this was Cloud's final limit break move, which could be learned by winning an item of the same name in the Battle Square minigame in the Gold Saucer area, and having all other limit breaks already learned. But that's not what you came here for or wanted to learn. After the final Sephiroth fight, Cloud gets transported into his mind or something, FF7 lore is very confusing, to have one last standoff with Sephiroth. You only need to hit him once to win this fight, and regardless of if you learned Omni Slash through the Gold Saucer or not, Cloud will have access to this move in this fight, to bring this game to an incredibly flashy end. Speaking of Sephiroth, I'm sure you're aware that he later became a DLC character in Smash Ultimate, and when he did, Cloud was actually given a second Final Smash in the form of Omni Slash version 5. Cloud's alternate costume comes from the movie Final Fantasy VII Advent Children, and if you use this costume, he instead uses the second Final Smash as of version 10.1.0, which is the version that unofficially added Sephiroth through the Sephiroth challenge. In these alts, his Buster Sword is replaced with the Fusion Sword, and he splits it into 6 different blades during this Final Smash, to strike his opponent with differing blades each swing, until he again comes crashing back down with them. And yes, as you might have guessed, this Final Smash is directly based on a scene from Final Fantasy VII Advent Children, where he uses this move in one of the many fights he has in said movie against Sephiroth. This scene takes a while, so I'm just gonna let it finish playing here, without audio, and this chocobo covering a bit of the screen so that I'm a lot less likely to get a copyright claim for using this footage in my video. Alright, nice job, Cloud. I'm sure that'll be the last you'll ever see of Sephiroth. Alright, that was the last character to have 2 Final Smashes. Everyone else from here on out either didn't get a new one in Ultimate, or is a newcomer in Ultimate, meaning that they can't have gotten a new Final Smash. So with that out of the way, let's continue on to Corrin. Yeah, you didn't forget about him, did you? Corrin's Final Smash is Torrential Roar, where he turns into his dragon form, stomps the ground, and shouts out a giant water torrent, washing his opponents up and away until they get launched. At one point early on in Fire Emblem Fates, Corrin freaks out because someone dies or something, which makes him turn into this dragon form for reasons, and he loses his composure and starts attacking people. Then a character named Azura calms him down by using some magic water song, which removes the evil in him and makes him turn into his normal human form again. Yeah, Corrin doesn't really possess water-based magic in this dragon form in his origin game or anything, so him using water in this Final Smash is likely just based on this cutscene where water magic gets used against him to calm him down. Very random if you ask me. Bayonetta's Final Smash is Infernal Climax, where she slows down time, similar to her Witch Time ability, and if you fill the meter at the bottom of the screen during this by hitting enough attacks, she will summon the demon known as Gamora, Devourer of the Divine, to chomp down on her enemies. In the Bayonetta series, she can often use incredibly gruesome finishing moves that involve her summoning demons using her hair that come and beat the ever-living crap out of her enemies. In her Final Smash, she specifically summons Gamora, like I said, which is usually the first demon summon you get to do in her games, and during these summons, you often have to mash a button or something as a quick time event to maximize power, which is also what you can do in Smash. The cutscene in Smash actually looks pretty much identical to this one from Bayonetta 2, albeit a lot shorter. The camera angles and stuff like that are pretty much the same. And one other thing you might have noticed is that this Final Smash is censored. Well, aside from the blood obviously, Bayonetta usually gets completely naked during these summons, since she uses her hair to do so, and her outfit is made of her hair. This obviously doesn't happen in Smash. Instead, she only loses a little bit of her outfit, much like during her Smash attacks, which also use this hair demon summoning ability. Yeah, that's a fun picture to look at if you didn't know her outfit was her hair. You're welcome. And with Bayonetta finished, we're finally at the Ultimate characters. This is where Final Smashes get really creative in my opinion, so I hope you're excited for them, even though almost all of them have a cutscene Final Smash. Starting of course with Inkling, her Final Smash is Killer Whale, where she puts down a killer whale, which shoots out a big beam of sound waves and ink, in the same color as whichever alt you're using, to damage the enemy and also leave them fully inked afterwards. Even though Splatoon 2 was already long out at the time of Smash Ultimate's release and Inkling's reveal, they are pretty much 100% based on the first Splatoon game. Both Splatoon 1 and 2 have completely different special attacks, and the Killer Whale is obviously a special attack from Splatoon 1. These are moves that you can charge up by shooting the ground with enough ink to fill up a meter. The Killer Whale special is pretty much what you see in Smash, although you can't aim it around after you've placed it down. You can freely choose where to aim it before actually firing it though. Music plays a big role in the Splatoon universe, and this special is shooting out a sound blast through a huge music speaker, so I think this is a very good idea for Inkling's Final Smash. I really couldn't imagine it being something else honestly. Ridley's Final Smash is Plasma Scream, where he dashes forwards, and if it hits someone, it launches them against Samus's gunship, which is just casually chilling in space, until Ridley blows it up with a big laser blast from his mouth. This specific scenario is made up for Smash, but Samus's gunship has been heavily damaged before, such as in the opening of Metroid Prime 2 Echoes, which is also what her gunship design in this Final Smash is based on. Regular Ridley has never been able to shoot laser beams from his mouth, but he shot a laser that looks pretty much identical to the one seen in his Final Smash in his boss fight from Metroid Prime, where he was Meta Ridley. So if you want to be corny about it, this Final Smash is technically more accurate if you use the Meta Ridley alternate costume. Another really cool detail about this Final Smash is that after it's finished, you can see Samus's ship crashing in the background, because, you know, it's been shot by a big laser. I do wonder who's piloting the ship though, considering you can use this attack against Samus. Maybe it was just taking itself for a spacewalker or something. Simon and Richter both have the same Final Smash, so we're gonna cross them both out at the same time, namely being Grand Cross. See what I did there? In this Final Smash, they seal their opponents in a coffin, launch them in the air with their whip, and makes a bunch of crosses appear to attack it. Okay. Grand Cross is an attack that has appeared in the Castlevania series from time to time, and it made its debut in Rondo of Blood, which is the game Richter was originally from, and he's often the person associated with the technique. In that game it was an item crash, basically just an attack you could do that made crosses appear from the bottom of the screen to attack enemies, pretty much what you see in Smash Bros as well. Simon has never been able to use this exact move, but he was able to use a variant of it in the fighting game spin-off Castlevania Judgment. I tried my absolute best, but I wasn't able to find any footage of this at all. It could also be that this information is just completely false, because finding info about this game online is surprisingly vague and hard, which might be because this game was apparently really bad. Point is, this is a somewhat common ability in the Castlevania series, though Simon hasn't been able to use it exactly, so if you want to be fancy, you could pretend this is actually Richter's Final Smash, which was then also given to Simon. Maybe that's what they did in development. Who knows? But one thing I do know is that that was the last Final Smash of today. Great segue, right? I should stop bragging about my segues when I pull them off. Anyways, now that we've finished all the Smash 4 characters, I hope you can agree that they were a lot better than the ones introduced in Brawl. And even though we've only seen 4, or 3 Final Smashes Ultimate brought to the table, I hope you can already see that those got a lot better as well, because I think they already have. Regardless, next time we're gonna finish the rest of the Ultimate cast, which of course also includes the DLC characters, and this time I really mean it when I say that the DLC characters' Final Smashes are just so good, for the most part. Since we ended today on Simon, or Richter, the character we get to start on next time is King K. Rool, whose Final Smash is a strong contender for my favorite one in the game. I'm sure you already know what his Final Smash is, but if you want to know why I love it so much, you're gonna have to watch that video when it comes out. And if you want to make sure you see it when it comes out, you can do so by subscribing to my channel if you haven't already. Also, if you like this video, make sure to let me know by leaving a like on this video, or a comment telling me you liked it, because they really help with the algorithms and stuff. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the last part of this series. Bye bye!